Michael Burry has just sold over $70 million in stock, liquidating his entire portfolio except for one stock, and has chosen to invest in a company that other investors are currently avoiding. Burry was among the few investors to anticipate the 2008 financial crisis by shorting the housing market and consequently earned $700 million from this strategic move. Significant achievements of this nature have contributed to Burry's hedge fund, Contrarian Asset Management, achieving outstanding performance, outperforming the S&P 500 and most other hedge funds over the past decade. Investors are now monitoring his latest moves, which include over $187 million worth of short positions. In which stocks is Burry increasing investment? And what does this change in his portfolio say about his outlook for the markets? This video will explore the various factors involved in the process. Please find attached Burry's portfolio for Q for 2024. The portfolio is heavily weighted towards Chinese technology giants such as Alibaba BABA and JD.com, as well as defensive and value stocks in the healthcare and consumer staples sectors. This is the composition of his stock portfolio at present. That is correct. He divested himself of all personal assets and increased his investment in the cosmetics giant Estée Lauder from 100,000 to 200,000 shares, acquiring a stake valued at $13.2 million. I am pleased to inform you that this now constitutes 100% of his portfolio. This is not the only way in which he is allocating his financial resources. We will address this matter again later. This marks a significant strategic shift for Burry, which may come as a surprise given Estée Lauder's recent underperformance. The cosmetics company's stock price has fallen by over 80% from its 2021 highs. However, Burry is known for his contrarian investment style, which involves going against the crowd and seeking alpha in undervalued and overlooked companies that he believes have the potential to bounce back. However, this is a significant investment, especially given the current state of affairs at Estée Lauder. The company has reported a 10% decrease in net sales in the first quarter of this year. Furthermore, there is an additional point to consider. Their operating margins are decreasing, cash flow is down, and earnings have been reduced by 50%. A significant part of this underperformance can be attributed to the weakening of the consumer market, particularly in Asia. Estée Lauder is heavily reliant on the Asia-Pacific market, accounting for 31% of its revenue, and has been adversely affected by the recent economic downturn in China. This has resulted in several ratings downgrades by analysts on Wall Street, reflecting a pessimistic outlook for the company. It appears that the stock is generally disliked, but Michael Burry chooses to invest more heavily at this time. This approach aligns with his investment strategy. He is a value investor, following in the footsteps of Warren Buffett, seeking out undervalued companies with robust fundamentals. This often necessitates identifying companies that are undervalued by other investors. However, he has previously demonstrated this proficiency. If we consider the example of GameStop, we can see the video game retailer has experienced significant challenges in the investment market for several years, due to declining sales of physical games and concerns over its future relevance. Many viewed it as a retailer on the brink of failure in the age of digital gaming. Michael Burry's acquisition of a significant stake in GameStop commenced around 2019. His investment was driven by the recognition of the company's assets and potential for a turnaround, which at the time was not fully reflected in market expectations. His investment attracted significant attention during the well-known short squeeze in early 2021, when GameStop's stock price surged from under $5 in 2019 to an intraday high of nearly $500 in January 2021. He sold before the Reddit surge, but still received a significant sum of approximately $100 million. Could the same scenario be repeated with Estée Lauder? While it is challenging to provide a definitive conclusion, the available data suggests some encouraging trends. For instance, Estée Lauder reported a gross margin of 75%. This is a commendable achievement within the industry and a strong indicator of the company's success. The company's price-to-sales ratio is 1.67, which is notably lower than competitors in the cosmetic sector. This suggests it may be undervalued. The company has also appointed a new CEO, who has announced a strategy to restructure the business. Should the Chinese economy begin to recover, there is a possibility that consumer spending may increase again. This could have a positive effect on Estée Lauder's profits and stock price. These factors suggest that the decline in Burr's stock price may be stabilizing, indicating a potential for a positive outcome from the company's strategic investment. However, Burr's portfolio reshuffle also indicates a more pessimistic outlook on the broader economic climate. Firstly, the decision to invest further in a cosmetics company could be interpreted as a sign that Burr is anticipating an economic downturn. This phenomenon is known as the lipstick effect. This is the theory that when consumers face economic hardship, such as a recession, they reduce spending on major items like cars or vacations, but continue to purchase affordable luxuries such as cosmetics. Consequently, cosmetics companies can be regarded as defensive stocks. During the early 2000s recession, the chairman of Estée Lauder coined the term lipstick effect to describe the resilience of the company's sales during a period of economic downturn. He asserted that lipstick sales for the company had increased despite the economic downturn. I can confirm that this is indeed the case. During the recession in 2001, US GDP grew by only 1%, but Estée Lauder revenue increased by 5.5%. During the financial crisis of 2008, US GDP fell by 2.8%, but Estée Lauder revenue grew by 7.7%. This suggests that Burr may be anticipating a recession or a period of economic downturn. Consequently, he has invested in a stock that he believes has the resilience to withstand the challenges posed by the current economic climate. However, this is not the only investment he has made with his financial resources. He has also adopted a series of aggressive put options on other highly valued companies. Put options confer upon the buyer the right to sell an asset at a predetermined price at a set date, thereby enabling them to profit if the price declines. These are considered bearish bets that a company's stock will fall. One company he targeted with a put is the chip giant Nvidia, with a put order of $97.5 million. He may be adopting a bearish stance on AI because he believes that the AI growth narrative is already largely priced into the market. Consequently, there is a high probability of a market pullback, as the investor's perspective is that the fundamental value of the company does not align with its current valuation. Furthermore, he has executed put options on Chinese technology companies, which he has subsequently divested. Alibaba $26.5 million, PDD Holdings $23.7 million, JD.com $16.5 million, BU $9.2 million, and Trip.com $12.72 million. The transition to bearish positions on Chinese technology signifies a deviation from his prior bullish stance and indicates apprehension regarding the sustainability of recent gains, potentially attributable to geopolitical factors such as tariffs. The substantial changes observed in Burr's portfolio at Cyan are indicative of a contrarian strategy that he has become renowned for. In summary, it appears that the investor is anticipating a significant economic downturn, as evidenced by the recent pullback in highly valued tech stocks following their recent rallies. Conversely, an underdog such as Estée Lauder may be poised for a rebound, as indicated by its declining stock price. At Capital.com, it is our commitment to provide continuous updates on significant portfolio alterations by prominent investors such as Michael Burry, in addition to other prevailing market trends and economic developments. In order to receive further information on this subject, it is necessary to subscribe. Thanks for watching.